right, 1, 2, and 3. Hey everybody, it's Beau from Beau'd Not Broken. We got a little authentic urban living here. We're out here in Daybreak. I'm with Josie, Jesse, and as you all know, actually yesterday when I was with DB and Buddha doing their little podcast, they wondered about you. They had seen a couple of things that we've done, liked them, and it was pretty cool.
That's
so
great.
Anyway, it's kind of cool. It's nice to be here with her today. It's her birthday, so big happy birthday. Big 39, right? 39.
No, I'm actually 2.
Two. Okay, 2.
I'm 2 today.
I'm just 2. I'm only anyway.
Well, there's truth behind that.
Okay, that's true.
Because 2 years ago today, I started hormones.
There we go. There we go. That's exactly it. As most of you have seen over the last couple of years or few years, I've had Josie on talking about her transformation and some of the things that have gone on. I don't know if people realize how inspiring you are to the communities, not only parents of young people or even older people. I get people reach out to me all the time and ask me, hey, when are you going to have Josie back on? Because, it's not that rare. I guess what I'm trying to say is, for a loving community and for us as humans, things like this happen. And we've talked about, let's really kind of highlight really quick, I always obviously allow you to talk about, you knew that something needed to happen, or you knew something was different about your gender at an early age, right?
I've known my entire life, yeah. I told my mom at 7 I was a girl, and that was the first time she'd beat me.
Right.
But so yeah, I've known my entire life. I can remember 5, 6, somewhere in there, praying, dear God, please fix my body.
Right.
I didn't understand, but I knew I wasn't right.
Right.
Externally.
And we've talked about the transition, but we've also talked about some of the major obstacles in your life, and you were in the military.
I was.
And you were raped in the military, right?
I was gang raped, yes.
Okay,
multiple times.
Raped in the military. You were an excellent baseball player. A minor league, right? Minor league baseball player.
I did, yes.
Okay, well, don't laugh, because that's not too many people get to be, in the minor leagues.
Well, for me, it was a way to hide, though.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a love of this. Well, I guess I fell in love with it, but it really wasn't that, because I got to hide behind the catcher's mask.
Right.
My mom would allow me to grow my hair out and let me perm the back.
Oh, well. And
that
back then?
That was the only time of year that I could do it. So for me, I got to hide, I got to grow my hair out, and I had a horrible temper, and I was able to let that out at the same time. So it was a win for me.
Right. So let's move on. So you've been on hormones for a while.
2 years.
Okay, and then what was the next part of the next transformation?
I legally changed my name and gender last April. April 3rd, matter of fact. And then I did have breast augmentation last August.
Okay.
And
now on Monday.
On Monday
is going to be a first for Utah.
For Utah,
right?
yes.
A first. What will you be? I mean, we don't have to worry about FCC. We don't have to worry about anything. What are you going to be doing?
I will be at the University of Utah Hospital getting gender confirmation surgery.
Okay. And that entails...
Let that sink in for a second.
Okay.
I specifically use confirmation. My gender is not being reassigned.
Okay.
It is being confirmed.
Okay.
And I stress that. And I encourage it. Don't ask someone if they're having reassignment surgery, because they aren't being reassigned. They're just getting confirmed who they've always been.
Okay.
So, yes, I will be the first ever at the University of Utah, the first ever that it's done in the state of Utah. It's still kind of numb to me.
Right.
It's amazing because my heart is to help break barriers.
Right.
And help be there for other people.
Right. Well, and you are, and you will be. So you will become officially a woman, right?
In most folks' eyes, yes.
Okay, all right.
I will no longer have a penis.
Right.
I will have a vagina.
Okay, well, and that's exactly if that's what's interesting about it is that there are a lot of people out there that that will grimace, and you know that as well as I do. There'll be a lot of people out there that will judge, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm appealing to the ones that don't judge, and I'm appealing to the ones that do judge. The reason I bring real people to social media and talk about it is because I myself could have a child that is in that situation. I know many people that are friends that have children and some of them, I have friends that are that way, that really didn't eventually come to grips with what that really was, and they've taken their life, and they've taken their life, and all because of gender issues and a feeling, and I think that's what we want to highlight. That's what I want to highlight, and I know that's what you want to highlight. We want to save lives. We want your process and your transformation.
I don't want to see any more lives lost. That's the bottom line. I live very open and public as a result of that, and I hate hearing about suicides, because what it is, it's not someone being selfish, it's someone broken inside.
Right.
For me, my suicide attempts, I was just dying inside. I didn't know how to live. Didn't matter what was going on around me. I didn't know how to live, and that's where it was easier to just go ahead and say, let me die. I'm already dead inside. And that's what I want to try and get out there, is there is hope. Doesn't matter where you're at, there's hope.
Who was there for you to be able to do that? I guess what I'm trying to get at is, are there real good, reliable resources for people, not only gender issues, but whether are there good resources?
There are. They are getting better and better.
I guess we call it the LGBTQI,
QIXYZ,
community.
PQS. You know what? I break this stereotype. Am I trans? Absolutely. Am I proud to be part of the LGBT community? Absolutely. But in the end, let's get rid of the damn labels.
Okay.
Let's throw it out. We're people, and that's the thing. As long as we want to keep labeling people, we're going to keep having these arguments and this separation and this fear of people. Oh my goodness, that's a trans person. I can't be near them. Well, you don't know me. How do you know you can't be near me?
Right.
Throw it back at you, law enforcement. It's a label. People hear that, and
you're
then they get
Once a cop, always
standoffish.
a cop.
Then they get standoffish.
Right.
Let's get rid of the damn labels.
Right.
We are all people.
Labels are for cans, like I've posted before. That's what they're for. They're for cans.
But as far as the resources, yes, they are great resources out there, and they're getting better.
Any specific ones that somebody that might be watching that could reach
Suicide
out to?
hotline is the biggest one.
Okay. Are there any groups or friends within I'm sorry, but within that community that, I know it's big here on Facebook. There's some communities on Facebook.
There are.
I know people can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
If they want to. And I'm sure you have friends. The whole idea of this is to keep building this network of people that can help people in certain situations.
For me, I recommend that you reach out. The Pride Center has counseling. Every school has counselors.
Okay.
If you need a counselor, call the suicide hotline. They will get you in touch with one. I know religious gets a bad taste, especially a lot of times here in Utah.
Right.
But don't hesitate to reach out if that's someone that you trust. That is the key.
Right.
Reach out to someone that you trust. If you aren't trusting them, you aren't going to be open with them.
Okay.
And then it doesn't matter how great they are, you aren't going to be receptive to the help.
Right.
And that's the thing is, like when I was going through my suicide attempts, it wasn't a matter of I didn't have someone I could have reached out to. I did, but I didn't trust them enough to go to them with this, because how would they understand? And the fact is, that's a lie, because they would have been able to work with us and understand. But that's the thing, you have to be willing to say, you know what, I'm dead and broken, I need some help. And that's hard to do.
You're always Beau'd and not broken. That's what you are.
Absolutely.
Do you still have your straight talk, or your
I am still doing Real Talk with Josie. Yes.
Real Talk with Josie on Facebook.
Yes.
And on Instagram,
Facebook, Twitter.
Okay. My point today was,
I actually, like I was telling you, I just did an interview for KRCL Radio that will air on Monday.
Okay. I'm sure it's not one of those things that's going to get, a lot of media attention, but it should get attention. It should, because that's something that...
To me, I'm sad that local media hasn't picked up, because as a trans, we no longer have to leave our home to go get the surgery we need.
Right, and again, a one of a kind here in Utah, the first
of many to come.
The first of, so you're kind of a pioneer there. Do you have a lot? Do you know folks that will, after your surgery, will be involved in some surgeries or think about?
So I do know, and currently there are 13 people in the process of getting on the list for this surgery, and here in Utah. Before I flew out to Chicago, saw a surgeon there. People fly to California. I know someone here that's going to Texas, Canada, Pennsylvania, because the option hadn't been here.
Right.
And the community we live in is not necessarily the most open to trans.
Right.
It's gotten a whole lot better. But for the University of Utah to step up and say, no, we care about these people, and we see this need.
That's great.
And we see that we need to do it, to bring surgeons in, to send surgeons out to get them trained. I can't praise them enough. I really
great.
can't.
You had a comment here. What a beautiful... I don't normally read comments, but I just want you to know. It says, Josie, we do have to agree with everything. I only wish you all the best. And let me very genuinely speaking, Christian there. And I saw another one here. It said, such a strong and beautiful person. Thank you for putting your message on and all that kind of stuff. So that's got to help you feel a little bit better.
I'm happy to.
Yeah.
One of the questions I get asked a lot, and I want to bring this up, is what is it to be trans? The best way, and I actually I don't even know where it came from, just kind of found this answer the other day. Put yourself in the middle of a packed room where you're elbow to elbow.
Okay.
But you're in a costume. Everybody sees you, everybody's talking to you, everybody's acting like they know you, but at the same time, inside that costume, you're going, this is not who I am.
Right.
You do not know me, and you feel absolutely alone.
Well, and understood. Definitely. I know there's some loud stuff going on. Definitely understood. And you know what's interesting and admirable is you finally, know who you are, you knew who you were, and that's really the message we always try and portray on Beau'd Not Broken is learn to know who you are.
Live authentic.
And be genuine about what's going on. And you'll live a happier life.
Oh, so much happier. So on that note, that's what brought my oldest daughter back in my life.
Really? That's awesome.
She is finally fully back in my life at this point. She is supportive of my surgery.
Oh, that's awesome.
Her comment to me always is, I support you because I see how happy you are.
That's what it...
You can't ask for a better compliment.
Well, and to have your child who, societal pressures of a child, having a mom that's, that way.
Yeah, having a parent.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That barrier's getting broken, which is great, and that goes along with what I always speak. Love each other, reach out to each other. Don't hesitate to ask someone, "Are you okay?" But if you ask, be willing to listen for a response. Don't just say it. Don't make it a greeting or a passing.
A lot of great comments up here, and you can read them as we go on. Anything else you want to add? This is really about you and anything you want to say. We'll come back with Josie as she rehabilitates and all that kind of stuff.
It'll be a long process.
Be a long process, but we'll definitely come back and speak to her again, because you really are a great example to many, that not just because you're going to have this surgery and all that stuff. It's just your mindset, your inspiration. That's what's important. I think that's what connects with people when they watch this kind of stuff.
And that's what I hope, and I'm always open to questions. I tell people, ask me anything you want. Making a deposit at the bank and the teller is asking me about the surgery and the details of it.
Nice.
I don't care. I always have the right to say no, I won't answer that question.
Sure.
But I've taken a choice right now where majority of the time I answer it, because that's how people are going to get educated. That's how people are going to look at us as anyone else and know that it's okay to be around us. We have our own struggles. I mean, everybody does. It doesn't matter who you are.
It is okay to be around her. This is our third or fourth or maybe fifth interview, and I think the world of you. I am so glad that you share your story, and it's not. It should be seen by everybody, as many people as can see it.
Yeah, and please help get it out there. I want my message shared. You can't be afraid of loving, even though love's not reciprocated. And for me, I love unconditionally with people, and that's my heart. That's why I share what I share and why I speak. And it's not just about transgender. Suicide hits home. I live with a survivor tattooed right on my arm. I attempted suicide many times. So when I see people going down that road, there's a fire that comes up inside me. One of my friends, I love her to death, just got the wrath of me last night because I wanted to just kick her ass with where she was going. And, it's out of love, because I know there's hope. It doesn't matter if you're 10 or if you're 45 or older. It's never too late to live authentic. It's never too late to make a change in your life. And it's never too late to make sure that people around you know they're loved.
I think that's the end. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, and we wish the best.
Thanks.
We love her to death, and we want all the best for her. And your story, I have a feeling your story is going to be picked up by a whole lot more than just my little stuff. And I know you had a radio, but I'm hoping that it does, because
so do I.
Here in Utah there are some great people that don't judge. So
absolutely.
I'm hoping that it gets out even more.
And don't take that wrong. I mean, there's amazing people all across the board.
Yeah, there are. So heed that message. Zip this backwards and listen to that last minute of what he said. Hers. I'm sorry. Goodness gracious. That's an oops. That's an oops. It's a funny oops. Because we did start out as our first interviews. I think that's the way it was.
It was.
Anyway.
I was still in my costume at that time.
You were still in your costume. That's right. Everybody have a good day out there. Wish the best for her, for Josie Jessie. Look her up on Facebook, Instagram,
Twitter.
And Twitter, all that fun stuff.
And remember, believe you can, so you will.
There you go. Have a great day. Remember, life's all about the bend. I always screw up.